absolutely not. I mean, everything I said is correct. It's how the American people feel. It's what we know to be a fact. It's all the evidence has been proven true. We have Jamie Raskin in there accusing us of worshiping Trump, worshiping as a convicted felon. Well, yeah, so is George Floyd. And everybody, and you all too, the media worship George Floyd. Democrats worship George Floyd. There were riots burning down the fucking country over George Floyd, and Raskin is in there saying we worship him. Excuse me, let me correct you, and this is really important. I don't worship, I worship God. God. And Jesus is my savior. I don't worship President Trump. And I'm really sick and tired of the bullshit annex I have to deal with constantly from the Democrats. So that's what we just went through in there. And then they're sitting there, they can attack my character all day long. What's his face in there? Whoever was talking last was calling me insane. But yet we can't say, oh, they're attacking my character. Oh no, it's nonstop BS and annex. You want to know why? The Democrats don't have anything. They're responsible for the lockdowns, forced vaccinations, kids being forced to stay home, people committing suicide, and all the horrors that this country lived through during COVID. FAUCI belongs in prison. He should be tried for mass murder, and he should be tried for crimes against humanity. That's how I feel after that hearing. That's how the American people feel.
Ooh, go hard, man. Hello, guys, and welcome back to Inside the Digest. We are back again like we never left. Welcome back, guys, and here we are. You heard that right. That was MTG, Major Tyler Green, is hungry. I know you're confused, like, what's up with the outburst, right? Just in case you miss it, I'm gonna play Yoa, the hearing they had with Dr. Fauci. You remember the name? Yep. Let me play her some clip why she is angry and she gotta come outside to have this outburst. Let's take a listen and watch.
Criticizing science because do you represent science, Mr. Fauci?
I am a scientist who uses the scientific method to gain information.
Yes, you said you represent science. Do you represent science, Mr. Fauci? Yes or no? Yes or no?
No, that's not a yes or no answer.
Yes, it's a yes or no.
I don't think it is.
Okay, well, we'll take that as a you don't know what you represent.
But
this, as director of the NIH, you did sign off on these so-called scientific experiments. And as a dog lover, I want to tell you this is disgusting and evil, what you signed off on, and these experiments that happened to beagles paid for by the American taxpayer. And I want you to know Americans don't pay their taxes for animals to be tortured like this. So the type of science that you are representing, Mr. Fauci, is abhorrent, and it needs to stop. Mr. Fauci, you also represent the type of science where you confess that you made up the COVID rules, including
I didn't hear what you
6
said.
feet social distancing and masking of children.
I never said I made anything up.
You admitted that you made it up. You
I
made
didn't
it up
say
as you went.
I made it up.
So are you saying this is fake news, Mr. Fauci?
I didn't say I made anything up.
What did you say?
I said that it is not based in science and it just appeared.
But this is science.
What does dogs have to do with anything that we're talking about today?
These are scientific experiments. This is what you signed off on. But you also told the American people they had to distance by 6 feet. They had to wear masks. But let's also talk a little bit further about the type of science that you represent. NIH scientists made 710 royalties from drug makers. Is it right for scientists and doctors getting paid by the American people, government taxpayer paychecks, to get patents where they're paid millions and hundreds of millions of dollars in royalty fees, especially when the NIH and these government agencies, most powerful agencies in our country, are recommending medical suggestions and advice and making up guidelines like 6 feet distancing and masking of children? Do you think that's appropriate? Do the American people deserve to be abused like that, Mr. Fauci? Because you're not doctor. You're Mr. Fauci in my few minutes. No, I don't need your answer. I want to talk about this right here.
Mr. Chairman,
Fauci, I
objection.
reclaim my
Mr.
time.
Objection.
I reclaim my time. I reclaim my time, Mr. Raskin.
Gentlelady will suspend.
Mr. Chairman,
Point of order.
just in terms of the rules of decorum, are we allowed to deny that a doctor is a doctor just because we don't want him to be a doctor?
Yes, because in my time, that man does not deserve to have a license. As a matter of fact, it should be revoked, and he belongs in
Gentlelady will
prison.
suspend. The gentlelady should recognize the doctor as a doctor.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, is this what we have become? Is this what we have devolved into? No decorum.
You know what? We can do that hearing about the poor men that were injected with syphilis because I support you in that. That's horrific. And this government that
I
does
would
things
urge
like that to
Ms.
Americans doesn't
Mr.
people.
Chairman,
Gentleman is out of
point of
recognize a point of order. Go ahead with your point of order.
You got it.
No, I mean, I was going to say what Representative Raskin said. That's completely unacceptable to be to deny Dr. Fauci, who's here, a respected member of the medical community, his title, and that's actually a personal attack on his character.
And I have instructed her.
He's not respected.
And I've instructed her to address him as a doctor.
I'm not
Gentlelady shall
addressing him as
continue.
doctor. Let's talk about.
And I would-
Let's talk
Mr.
about
Chairman,
this.
I
I'm
would move
reclaiming
that the
my
woman's
time. I'm reclaiming my time.
words get taken
I'm
down. then.
reclaiming my time. Second that.
Point of order.
Suspend. A member can only move to have words. The issues we are debating are important ones that members feel deeply about. And while vigorous disagreement is part of the legislative process, as I said at the beginning, members are reminded that we must adhere to established standards of decorum in debate. This is a reminder that it is a violation of House rules and the rules of this committee to engage in personalities regarding other members or to question the motives of a colleague. Remarks of that type are not permitted by the rules and are not in keeping with the best traditions of our committee. The chair will enforce these rules of decorum at all times and urges all members to be mindful of their remarks. Does the gentleman from California have anything further?
Well, we should have to take her words down.
Yeah, I made it. I offered that her words be taken down, Mr. Chair. Point of order, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a point of order.
Mr.
Because
Griffin
they
is
accused us
Mr.
of
Griffin is
worshiping
gentlelady
President
will-
Trump. We don't
gentlelady-
worship President Trump.
Gentlelady will suspend.
Yes, guys, that was how it got started. You know, Dr. Fauci was caught in for hearing, and MTG, she used the opportunity to let out what she actually, what she really wanted to let out during COVID. You know what I mean? That's the way I think. Because why are they still talking about the COVID that is past and gone? Isn't they supposed to be like having a conversation of how the next pandemic, God forbid we don't have any, how it can be prevented? Dr. Fauci is over 80 years old. And I think MTG, she is like in 50 thereabout. So if we do a math right, Dr. Fauci, Dr. Fauci is older than her, like almost over 30 years old. So Dr. Fauci is not a baby as a baby doctor. Whether you like Dr. Fauci or not, I think you gotta give honor to whom honor is due to. And I think Dr. Fauci, he was one of the scientists that helped millions. You know what I mean? Both in America and around the world. So for MTG coming out saying she ain't gonna respect Dr. Fauci, I find it so funny. Because Dr. Fauci, he served under GOP before. He served under GOP that even got an award from the Bush. When Bush was president, he got an award. And we all know President Bush was a Republican. So I am surprised when science has become, I don't know how science get into politics. What do you guys think? Do y'all think MTG is supposed to be having this outburst on Dr. Fauci? Hmm. Anyway, let's continue the conversation down there in the comment section. As usual, please let's respect ourselves while we comment. I am just surprised that we are still talking about COVID. That is past and gone. And then they are now having conversation on the future. How the next pandemic, God forbid we don't have any, how it can be prevented. What do y'all think? I'll catch up with you guys later. Please let's respect ourselves while we comment. Bye for now.